We got a hold of an old Roberts Junior power stretcher called the Golden Touch. Really strong stretcher. See how right here it's got almost like a power stretcher pole? The newer ones are like a real skinny little rod. But this thing is really strong. It's almost like a senior stretcher, really. The only difference is the head, but this all comes apart right here. And you can take this out. And you can see how it's all warped right here. I'm going to change that out. I'm going to see if I can get parts for it. If not, I'll make this out of wood and then put a handle on it. And then the big thing on the bottom is right here. It's got that plate to adjust the pins for when you work with different thicknesses of carpet. So I'm going to clean it up, paint it, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. Okay, I got everything loosened up, and I got all my bolts in this container right here. You see this right here, just pops off. This comes off here, and this handle comes off here. These are they go from here to, it would be from there to there when that sits on top. It just kind of, the mechanism there. This pops off, and then the pole will slide out. Well, actually that'll come off over there, see? And then the pole will slide out of here. Just, that'll separate, you know. I'm not gonna paint that. I think I'm just gonna do this part right here. So now that I got it all apart, I'm gonna sand it and paint it. And this is kind of cool because I can paint it different colors, you know, because this is separate from that. I might mix it up to like a, I don't know, maybe like a metallic over here and a black, or maybe a metallic and a gray. I'm gonna kind of throw it around there and see what looks good. But yeah, so this piece right here, yeah, it's got that little plastic right there. You gotta be careful with that I don't paint that. I'll try to preserve the handle and then the sticker. And this I should be able to get new. That'll make something for it. So, okay, now that I got everything taken apart, I went ahead and sanded down the areas that I could, and the others I steel wooled. And I got all my pieces taped up that I don't want paint to get on. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a combination of probably gray and black primer just to see what it looks like, because the head is over here and I got it painted blue. So I'm probably gonna use a black, blue, and a gray. You see what I did here is I got a handle for it. And I replaced this top part. And I couldn't find the parts for it, for the top part, which was plastic before, or the handle. And then someday if I ever get a stretcher that's really beat up, it has the parts, I can always take these off and then replace them. But for right now, I'm gonna go with what I have. And I did, when I took off the plastic part, it was cracked right here and it was warped. So what I did was I kind of put it back together and I used it as a tracer for this wood. Traced it all out, made my new holes, put it on. It's perfect now. So this thing's all painted. It's in really good shape. When this is done over here, I'm going to put it all back together. This is it's called a Golden Touch. The thing I like about it is, you see how strong the arm is? It's almost like a power stretcher, in the fact that this is like a power stretcher pole, and then it goes on to this right here. You see, so this piece right here goes inside of here and it moves as a power stretcher pole. A lot of the newer stretchers, like over here, you see this one, this is an old crane. The stem on there, I don't know if you can see it, is square. And it goes in and out of an area but it's really, I don't know, it's just not as bulky as this one, you know? So I like this one a lot better. I might even keep this one for myself. But what I want to do is I want to get these all kind of custom done. And the reason being is because when I get these tools, a lot of times I buy them from people who, I don't know if they're selling them because they're down on their luck, or maybe they've bought them somewhere else, or maybe they're just retiring or whatever. But what ends up happening when I get these tools is I either sell them or give them away. And I'm not doing this for a profit as much as I am a hobby. So to give them away, I usually give them to people who've got their tools stolen. Someone who's down on their luck, or someone who's just beginning. And if I just give them a stretcher like this one over here, because that's the main part, is the head. I mean, the poles I can get anywhere. I got tons of poles. I got about 10 right there. I got over here, I got a bunch more. See, I got all kinds of poles, so I can kind of mix and match them. But the stretcher head is what does all the work. So if I give them a stretcher head like that, they kind of run a dime a dozen. But if I fix it up to the point where it's different, at least if they lose it or they get it stolen, they can identify it easier. So that's the main thing. Or if they're on a job and, you know, the tools get mixed up, whatever. But so this is a hobby of mine that I like to do. And, you know, I'm investing in something that could either make me money or help someone else out. Ready to put this thing back together. I went ahead and painted everything. I rebuilt the head, and I already put this piece back on right here. And then this right here slides into this like that. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to put some Vaseline on that so that it coats the inside right there. And I'm going to go ahead and put some on these shafts right here. These slip over these, and it pivots this right here. And it also comes into here and pivots off of that. And then I went ahead and made up a little jig to put my bolts through here like this, and to catch the nut on the bottom. When I take this off right here, that's what goes on. And just right here. When you take that off, because the bolts go through there and they hold it on, you take that off and these right here fall out. These. So what I did was I made a jig to where I can, I went ahead and pre-marked everything with the board first. And then I put two-way tape and stuck the nuts on. And I just slide it under. I slide it under like this. And then I come to where you can see it moving in there. Where I can see the nuts. And then I catch the bolt on the nuts. And then I just pull the stick out. So once I get it back together, I'll show you what it looks like. It's going to be very unique in the fact that it's not going to be just like all the other ones out there. So someone will have their own customized stretcher head. Okay, so we got it all put back together. That's the finished look. Got the black with gray. Got the blue head. See how smooth that is? That noise you hear is rubbing on the carpet right there. That's all it is. But got the wooden plate right there. The Robert's Golden Touch. I might keep this one for myself. Right now I'm going to show you a picture of the before. And this is the after. Came out really good. Very unique color. Very strong stretcher.